Dear Madam, and say Madam March, it's saying, it is a woman. And you didn't come out, you went sing. About 6:25 a.m. and the come. And I'm sorry. Now me didn't wash you. Now my discusses that topic we pain. Me discussing it because me knew be framing. What's me breaking it down, man? Because one shot and tears, yes, I won't need it as a social word, man. See you here, Casa. Minia. I know so we bet me at your England. In England, not the context, ne? A bear kwakudi, England. But kwakudi were England and the kwakudi, kufidi, kwasidi. I won't crum crack and so difference in shed any much. Streets no indication, no apostle will hold it. Anyway, Mommy and Casa. Why could you were England, any Kofidie, any Yaudi, any BBA deal with Rubiaso, they are quite related. The difference between Kwakudi and was sorry, Kwajumano, and they be doing common. Onkafra. That means that we can be a sorry, Makoto another suitable holder and Casano. Obehun say you may be saying improve why normal. But in the meantime, no, we are managing what I have, and I'm using very interesting contraptions to adjust the mewono to get it to be functional. Obehun is a better corner, but you will be much better of managing me and corner safely. I'm going to be menka regularly. Much better since and not maintain safety protocols. Anyway, let me change the Mumudi. I am a mini quaku. United Kingdom, no, I know some of Johnny Jaho, and I'm the number before, but in Crata, when I'm free. And because it's a when I'm free, me, no, say, make us a me near Juma. Mekase me pese me hwe me ma mekase me jonku ye me ya sa ne ma ne ma no aya mokokaka ka no yetimi ma mko akudi no metumi ayi bi na medi bi but me see su me wo me mai anka me wo good arguments betimi atena fie no kwaku no me ni bi the only kwaku we United Kingdom I will be a DB I mean so me share a child benefit £60 bo so me bia ye de ma me ma many me nunya 120 I thought they could do 130 bibisa some useless amount to be and no woman sakai abrana miti England no na ayana enkofo bisa me say ama why is it that a mat some why am obra mo ho sa abra obetimi atena fia hwe wo ba ni wadi kwaku sa enkofo na mpesa me mudi nkomo yes aban be ma kwaku watena fie di me abosumi nsi any sense me da so wo madwuma o mikita kora na korokoro ba ye ya yesi nyina ye nkogu fi school ba ko bia menim no wo ye ho yesi o enne ye nyina yesi akoye corona test ya ye ba ko 2 weeks ago ya 2 weeks ago ba ko omosi ensan be ye bi school ba ko bia omko fo ko ye second test ni pa ba ko fail ye no na bo nyina ko fie na me dwe sa ade na me ba betina fie bi abretenti bi na kire se makoma ho nyina ye bi se. Why? Very simple. Very simple. There is something about Ejumaye. There is something about being in the workforce which goes beyond there is the psychology of working. There's a psychology of gainful employment. There is the psychology of, your friend is saying, being active, being part of a community. There are many things about Ejumaye Pieko. Nipa wo mo self-employed no kra binum wo how more designated office. Ebinum kra be office no baby no mo sorry free o fie akọ baby because wo eno ho adwen. Se wo fie a wadwen e fie dwen. Se wo fie mpo na nya nkrofo ne o mo di nkita ho te se de ye mu bi ne ye ne nkrofo di nkita ho last 6 months no. Now what to be a team meeting? Now mom, now what to be a team meeting and to say now what to be a new year be a juma ya me kwa juma no. Me koda me will be BPNT as I say sorry. Nti me da drew baby me da deep saying wo say my ya waka prim no ma sorry. because me wo bibi esimeni so. Me wo botaye esimeni so. I have a vision, I have a purpose. Me wo bibi a me de mabrabo beye. Ti be sori anopa makoma mu hye ma. Because me wo me feel say me ho wo mfaso. Bibi a me koye a ebeboa amansan. Me ko boa nkwada ma o masua de me boa teacher for ma o ma kira de. Me hunu ne say me so wo mfaso. Nyame anim ne last term no a me school ni enchira de life ni de niam folder Google Classroom de man kwada. Se me kira how difficult that is mentally for yen a yes adwuma ne bebre no. Encophobia started here research into Sanya man corona how affected professionals. Now we tentative results you see the importance of getting out of your house and going to do something purposeful, something meaningful. And we here say a would be for also we are going to Nemo say you no aya oh yeah one casa a year linked in with training, a year linked in with profession. Who say also one fast work. And who feel valued. They tend to do more than what say would they be don't quiet baby you want. So we run a company type of one. They provide the services man for. Nasa was sorry and a partner wouldn't sad yeah will be it will do some friends good for humanity. Now one casa sorry, yes, sad and then I will achieve sad and what really feels that euphoria from fulfillment. You really do. And to say the Omo and we describing that feeling of euphoria. So we should be an out to shabby and I can keep each other for. Now if Wakuma Masha myself feeling, you man one nipa sorry corner and also do what would be a while? Who couldn't know na catch them with someone's nephew? Now my happiness because of body if you're not. But Mumu or ha, what to say me, man? No credit any more point to one country and for no money woman say. Say if you're not what's an air sacrament by a Danny Wadring, a Danny Wayari. Nipa be or ha, what's nephew, any a dream we are in them. There be one pantoma. But behavior, erratic behavior and a formula now, or be a woman baby, I would was in careful. They be an uncle, you had to higher. They be an near bassa in a Muslim, but when young who says, I dear, if it's an hour and a quite to fear now, it's a camera. Nipadi be for whatever reason, no Caribbean, Quadani be yari. And I'm Quadani Susan Casa, Quadani free school was it. And your match was so into what's nephew, who knew 1 minute to grab with the tenacity. What would be if it's nano and in Quadashe, enough fulfillment for you in your life? And I am talking about those who have the mentality of fulfillment, which doesn't necessarily get satisfied from if it's not even work from home and you need to be fulfilled. It's a way your bar. What was a dream be? What was our mentality? Baby, you train you. Who want to say nipa? One more purposeful, you know, busy people, they go, they come, they get their own sika, our money, benefits, you know, you cheer me, no correct. Don't get me wrong, they pay. I thought that I will have benefits if we sika no one more, you know, now we'll balance, you know. No one when near maybe I'm fanka, who is a benefit for the price of sika and when and also papa. What can I say? You cheer one more dine come out, ye way my one. A bear will say, Jar, where you might have joined it. To me, maybe will be some question or no, I may address it. I'm just doing this publicly so we can share the information for community. Minia, I mentioned so, a project for Diane. Where for Dine or one bet you. A particular bracket and one bet you at the amount. So, a particular cost bracket, you know, I there was specific areas be and one of women. Minimate and Cophobia multimedia Yansaqua, Equina, a 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom house for Chelsea. On benefits, and yes, uncle for no any average, statistical averages in terms of numbers, no, I had a 2, 1, 2, 3-bedroom house with our council estate, it will so when you 1, 2, 3 bedroom, our council estate, it will grow. I am as a council estate now, it will no so maybe about them. One of the most important considerations for me is schools at a Bensa area likely because in most Western countries, baby, I would say it determines school. If you are within the catchment area of a school, when the catchment area now, there are few odd kids who travel, but it is not the standard. It is not the average, not the norm. The norm is for back to go to the community school. Community school, yeah, will be infrastructure paying, and there was our community school. Why do you know? There be no council estate doors. Contributed to your friend is a national conference and also where you have more liabilities to the national conference than you have assets to the national conference. I had disbursement of Sikano and Shedan Nisosa. To be who say school no Omonema Womonsaka under resourced. A teacher for our more attractive, not necessarily always the top notch. Occasionally you get top notch teachers for one because a personal philosophy is being here maybe they will go to certain schools to effect change. Schools need teachers but again I am discussing averages and no one discuss it again. In the balance of probability, a teacher for what is a say. See, I've made that decision to go to a school, and it was not the best at the time. But that be before that a group of teachers be a one mentality be at that time. See, because a school Niako Sakra Niema was a school, and there was quite an exodus of a teacher for a course a school was our time. And yes, there was a transformational effect by that kind of exodus into the school. The school was transformed into an outstanding school within a short period of time. However, schools are transition also. In an average school, in an average scenario, teacher you look at the school, you look at the status of the school, you look at you look at the resources, then you predict the kind of behavior you are likely to see in that school, and you look at the effort it will take to teach in that school effectively. And in most cases, for most people, Waka is my pass. Or young before. Waka remember before from nothing. And then the teacher for Papa. One more draw so it was school Papa. Then my gonyo teachers a draw so it will gonyo schools. Baby, I will too know what's an anno. So what's not buying so. Said I buying into will be Yama. A likely so will be ended up in one of those estates. It is unlikely so you will end up in one of the exclusive places. The nearest schools are all grammar schools and all your friend is singing and singing outstanding everything type of places. It is a who decided someone near Jumanoa. I most people time who good through point. Most people there or her okay you remember £1,000 or but not benefit to be 1,000 for benefits there. You have to weigh a few other things. First point I'll be raising is a one casa mental status. No, it's a check or value status. You need to check it out and see. And Yema will value whether going to sit at home would devalue you and make you a shell of what you were before. And I've seen it happen to many people. You interact with other people apart from what you say. For me, I love my husband and the kids. We had a great time together. So 6 months here, but the first day I left home, I realized what was missing because there was something missing, and what was missing was interaction with other human beings, variety. Your brain needs variety in order to be stimulated properly. So they say, "Me quite a teacher for you, me know me. So me culture said, "Ya shema kuma muma." Let me said, "Me feel say it meaningful." Said ye no so ahye makoma muma me kode bia mesua bibi fufuru firi nipa fufuru bi ho said ye eno so hye makoma muma na mama dwen esi me pisa adwuma me ye is the right thing and I'm at the right place at the right time. It has such value for me. I would sika to so eti me dia so ye ka say me nye say adwuma no kra ye nchi ya me ka benefit ya malesti a kire be enough to convince me to go and do this job as a volunteer job in preference to staying at home and getting paid. I promise you. I promise you. But the truth of the matter, they say, so what's sorry, I am then able to be paid by you to your own course of the remuneration. Most people don't look at the pensions you get, which is also part of your long-term pay. What's not a kuswa? Even your national insurance number, state pension in the ABA. But one more sorry, they are working towards their private pensions. They are contributing towards what would be a meaningful future for them. And yes, one sorry, I'm missed out on that opportunity. The other more important thing, like I said, is connectivity. I have executed some of my biggest private contracts from Encrofa. Contacts, you should check such a place out. And as sometimes so happens, so monoprado number will be so being flow. When you need to get one who the way, what's me up while your business. When you didn't get a one, and I will be when you didn't get a one. 8 is a work, Juma, and I want Juma, what will be Samuel, maybe. Main Juma is not an option because when the funny thing they say a school for no parano. So one more rating para people evaluate woma. Fisher Family Trust normally young para FFT target no I the young para target grade no parano. Baby I won't near paranity a cajon a Juma away a cajon or highest educational qualification a cajon and the MFP the MFP I thought that you means I never win in our decision making. And because you means I never win in our decision making, we make myopic choices. This why you didn't making decisions. You don't know I'm quite this up. Choices no I debut or at the Hayard. Vision is shot in most cases. So vision is one. Niema make a be opa ubenya da judgment base niema 1% croford wo unemployed status edibe judge wo but so what ikwa so won kwa adwuma we unemployed. There is a stigma associated with unemployment. People disagree with the stigma, but you also have to acknowledge that unemployment and also a one niema bia ediye nipa and some of these stigmas no exist. And looking at some of these observations and profoye about unemployed people, it is that what person we yet as sharp and as crisp as Obia were ye Juma, sorry, Juma, why? Sorry, Juma. Do something meaningful, contribute, because in fact, so we nipa we ye jidini, and also you nipa who believe in fairness. Esa anya adwuma kra enidi eni nyina yitibo mo saa de eni wo Jesus sika no wonim say ya wolf money wo was a perception of a wolf money na yen tam fa anya adepa enti mo amoje kwakunu dodo ro aba o se sika de bi fa wonsem but wo person nkrofo ehunu se wonni sika no matua wo dan ka ma enti sika yi enti bi fa bank account sika yi esese wudi ni we bi na wo sei no to be dibia ya to primary and then Crawford ta. Haven't you thought about it and haven't you realized it's part of the psychology of behavior and then many PBSA what they whoop amaka se me here or bad to send me me sorry come adwuma koye madwuma ne etu ya meka no atoto ni bi ho ha menye bi one more ti baby a yedi sika ma wo na nadwen mu ohunu ne se eya wolf money ne sika ne ba ya wo de be ya wo de betoto ne ma sisia what the Totoniema says here anywhere a bedroom da will hear Sicapadia yard, you know, who would be. Meno, me quite juma, me and me more can't time fanchilobia. It is a Tiamicadia, me pessimate to one between the two. My savings account can be my savings account and it can hold savings without fear of reproach from anybody. There is nobody about to assess my earnings and assess fiam and look at fiam. Until I can save. But one wa woti kwaku so no a be we evaluation no a person ye hunu sika bi a wo ne de no agina so atete ne ma bi afiri nti sika ne ba yes say you can't save legitimately ebi no ha no ma fasika na ma ne wonye ntu ho ma me e wo de breme na se me hia sika de ayade na se ma nyu sika ni bi amfa anye sa ade koro no na metena ho na ade koro no me hia na eye for survival na me wu a me kwase a it is a massem would sika be jame na se me wo bibi a e kire me so ye agent bi na sika de dam account ma metam de aye and then you see the Facebook and you chop my money and you chop my money. Keep it in your own bank account and nobody will be chopping any money. Keep your own money and nobody will be able to misappropriate it for you. But a lot of the people can't keep their own money because one person Uncle Sam who said oh was can and the tax returns the risk is too great in my book. It's me. I make the choice. Based on all these decisions, and in fact, for me, I earn more. Based on all these reasons, I made Yama want to make it. I can't 5 minutes in the trade. We could deep at the moon sing. Deeper a moon sing it, Yamaka. It's be the young benze, be feel Ankasa. And it's me the beer, the SS and the DBB. Then to be the bit too hot and the train the action. Change the public. It's me meant to enemy she like an adult freely. I mean, children will be a move. In fact, in Chilobia, in fact, in Siobia, and nothing at me making the decision to go to work, even though Semipa and commit me a little and a simple one. I will work for. I want to live in the best estates. I want to be able to save freely and to buy freely and to operate as an adult. I mean, to be in Jengos. It is liberty I am buying from my willingness to work. My willingness to work will buy me a lot of liberties. Also, so we are interested in buying liberty, no? And then among the reasons why I buy my liberty and why I work very hard for my buck. I hope some amount me a toasum. And to watch Mumpa, I may want it. I don't know, maybe I'm a one. Say, what's me a fat year, Germany, ya fat. Or her neighbor, how what man fat. Meno, menocre, Namakabiachero. Who be some as someone, no creminim, and Nubina Macachero. I can't do anything other than no creminim, Amakabiachero. A dredgeman, Kudipa, like I said. I'm going to find fulfillment. I'm going to find my position in a power. Fulfillment, let me put my position where Brabo one. Make a feel. Namakuma Mashama. Did you say? Did you say Yam? Yamia Duma, ye, I said in common. Juice Plus for the winning, I'm order Juice Plus, so I could feel for the juiceplus.com. Now I'm starting on. Now, I started a healthy living from the beginning of the month. I will catch up with you guys very soon. Bye.